Hello, guys, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Jordi Alba, as it has been reported that Barcelona could mutually terminate the captain's contract in the summer. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about the Negreira case, as they have been saying that there is no evidence whatsoever that has been found against Football Club Barcelona benefiting from referees. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. In an attempt to reduce their wage bill and focus on new signings, Football Club Barcelona could resort to departures through mutual agreement in the summer. One of the players that could face this, according to Sport, is Jordi Alba. Alba will have a salary of 38 million euros next season, including deferred wages, which puts him as one of the highest earners in Europe. Barca are facing huge economic problems ahead of next summer, with the league requiring them to reduce the wage bill by more than 200 million euros if they want to sign players. They have also faced trouble registering new contracts due to the same, with Xavi's extension becoming particularly difficult. Barcelona tried to register the youngster to their first team in the winter by giving him new jersey number and a higher salary, but have recently been forced to demote him again after orders from the court. La Liga president Javier Tebas also commented on the situation, bluntly saying that he did not let Barca make signings in the winter and that the situation is likely to continue in the summer. This has led to beef with Barca president Joan Laporta, who has constantly called out Tebas for controversially siding against the Catalan club. As such, reducing the wage bill becomes priority numero uno for Barcelona. Jordi Alba is one of the first players on the transfer list, therefore, not only because of his high salary, but also because he no longer holds a starting spot in Xavi's team. Xavi Hernandez from the start has preferred the services of Alejandro Balde in the defense, with the youngster putting in an excellent shift against the likes of Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, among other teams. Jordi Alba had refused to move out in the summer amidst interest from Inter Milan and has already spoken about his desire to continue at Barca for next season or for next few seasons. He has also claimed that he has never refused his salary and that he would do anything just to help Barcelona. He said, "I have the year left on my contract, and if necessary, I am willing to reduce my salary. It's the club decision, and I've always helped, when they have asked me to do so," he said. Now, Jordi Alba has a year left on his contract, but there will likely be more speculations on his future in the coming months for sure. Of course, Jordi Alba, one of the veterans that Barca were trying to kick out last summer, we quite remember, but to no avail. Inter Milan wanted to loan him, but the player refused that he isn't leaving. And here we go again. Barcelona still eyeing Jordi Alba as one of the scapegoats in the financial constraint problems. Of course, Jordi Alba, we know that he has not have a lot to do this season, to be honest, and rightfully so, because Alejandro Balde is definitely the best left back that we have. And I definitely think that Jordi Alba should understand. Now, we talk about trying to cut cost, right? Trying to cut salaries, which is very important for us to follow the financial fair play of La Liga. And we can't do that. We can't sign players for crying out loud. We can't do that without doing some sacrifices. So definitely there are some players who will be sacrificed, definitely. And JORDI ALBA, according to latest reports, is the player that Xavi and the Barca board really want to get rid of if there is an urgent need for that. But the question lies in, would JORDI ALBA accept, or how would the mutual agreement come in the first place? This is a guy who earns a lot of salary. His salary will be worth up to 38 million euros next season. That is, if you even count everything, right? The grand total plus the deferred salary will be 38. And he would be paid at 38 next season. So you can imagine the kind of salaries that we pay some of these our players. It's so much. It's so much. And that's why you see Barca trying to look for ways to get rid of JORDI ALBA, to get rid of him. Because if not, we won't cope. We won't cope. There are players that they need to sacrifice something just to ensure that the club can continue to strengthen other positions as well. You know, definitely they have every right to say no, this is my contract and I don't want to do that, and you can't take them to court. It's their right. They have a contract, right? And there's no way you can force them. It's just a matter of mutual agreement, and it's a matter of understanding. So let's see how it goes. Earlier report was saying how Barca want to negotiate with Frankie de Jong and Ter Stegen for salaries before the summer arrives so that it can enable them to comply with financial fair play. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona have been handed a major boost in their fight against the investigation that has accused them of being the central part of the Enrique Negreira payoff scandal. The investigations had concluded that Barca had paid 7 million euros to Negreira, a former vice president of the referees committee, to gain additional refereeing insight and influence results. However, as reported by EFE Deportes, the prosecutor's office in Spain has seen no evidence that Barcelona's alleged payoffs to Negreira led to result manipulation or influenced the result of any match in La Liga. This should serve as a massive boost for a club that has been rocked by these allegations since the turn of the year. Barcelona, though, have remained remarkably quiet about the issue, opting for external investigations and internal operations over rhetorics. The idea of the club was to make Joan Laporta appear before the press after he gathers all evidence from and also information. The club president himself has recently stated that Barca will soon come up with information and will be ready to attack as well as defend. This comes just after Joan Roca, a former La Liga referee, came out to speak in favor of Barca, suggesting that Negreira had not asked him to influence any decision in favor of Barcelona. There were also leaked documents that supported Barca and showed a clear picture of where the payments were headed. Although Barca's reputation has been tarnished, right? Just because of these crazy accusations or allegations, the lack of evidence means that the Blaugrana are likely to escape this scandal unscathed. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.